Hello and welcome. This past week was an interesting week because I got some mail, and in the mail was sheet music that I ordered, and this time it was from a local organist, composer, Denis Bédard in Vancouver. The piece that I ordered a few more, but one of the pieces was called Finale. And it made me think a little bit about other pieces with the same name by other French composers, but this is completely different, in a completely different style. Now I need to start learning this piece, and I thought I'll take you through at least the first two pages that I already had a look at. To find out, like, how do you practice, how do you learn a piece. Okay, I'm starting at the beginning. This is a piece with I'm trying to understand the melody, and this piece has, as most sheet music has, it has a melody. First we'll need some sound. And let's open a few things up. Right, there we have something. Right, so how does the beginning work? We have here a phrase, and that phrase has a lot of rests in between, and it says at the beginning staccato. Now, because of the rest, it already sounds like staccato. I'm not going to overdo it. But how does it go if I take the rest out? So I'm going to make it legato. I'm going to put all the notes together. Well, then it sounds like this. A nice ending makes me think about modal music without the sharp. This melody makes me think about music by César Franck. And why? Because César Franck in his music often goes into an increasing climax. So the first part, we go up to the D. The next part, we hit the F, and the last part we go up to the A, and then it is a closing. So from the D to the F to the A, and so three little fragments in that first melody. Now what happens here, this first melody is repeated in the second time with more volume. Interesting part what he does here, when the melody goes up to that climax of the A, the last one, the bass is going down, so you get a contrary motion. So the bass is going down. After this is repeated, we get a second line which is completely different, a second melody. So this melody is starts here. Beautiful melody, something different than what it started with. It also has something going on in the left hand, which are not chords. In the beginning I had chords in my left hand. Now I don't have chords. I have little groups of notes. That creates actually a different melody. So if I just play the bottom part, beautiful. It is a melody on its own. And how do they sound together? Well, let me try to illustrate that. Maybe you didn't hear the bottom melody so clearly. I'll add a trumpet. It's a duet. It sounds like a duet. This is repeated with a louder voice. The bottom melody, what I just played, a beautiful secondary melody, is now playing in the pedal. So it goes. And so forth. And after this second melody has been repeated, we go back to the beginning melody. So it's like an A and a B and then an A part. After that, he is doing all kinds of interesting things with this music. And we are going into some different keys and some different variations. He is taking us into different levels, making it more interesting, and a beautiful ending of this piece. So for me, it is important to understand what is the structure of the piece, what is the composer telling me, can I tell my audience, what is the story behind it. And even if the story is not always that clear, it's important to give your own interpretation. Maybe make something up, but you need to understand what you're doing. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So let's see, how does this all come together if I play it a little bit how it's supposed to be done. I think this is about what it's supposed to be. And then way more follows. I like this. This is beautiful. And this is kind of the appetizer, and the full meal is following. And I'm going to be working on that. And in due time, I hope to present and show you the rest, how it sounds. I hope you enjoyed it. And for musicians, I hope this was also practical and somewhat useful.